Sick with it, brother.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of the RSL show. This show is televised? Recorded. It's going to be on YouTube, so it's just a still shot, nothing crazy, but host Andy Munoz. We got the host/intern.
Alex Napolis. Hi, everybody. How's it going?
Good job. Forgot his name for a sec. Josh?
Yeah, I'm down here. I'm Josh.
What's up, dude?
Hey.
How you doing?
Hey, I'm good, you know?
Yeah, you're doing all right?
Yeah, I'm just contemplating the state of RSL.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very cool, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of...
I was honestly just thinking of how salty I want to be today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you want to be salty, though?
I don't know.
What's wrong with...
I'm just salty.
I mean, there's some positives happening.
Are there?
Tom Hackett got Pablo to talk a little bit about, transfer window, and Pablo essentially confirmed, because he went on ESPN and talked about it too.
Yeah.
Three signings.
I'll believe it when I see it.
And what did he say? Forward? Well, like striker,
midfielder. He said attacker.
Oh, attacker, midfielder,
left back.
and left back.
Again, I'll believe it when I see it. Anything could happen.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to get my hopes up for anything.
Okay, but hang on. Why? Okay, if you're Pablo Mastroeni,
oh yeah, so
why are you going to go and talk and say these things?
He could think they're done, but then the league could be like, "Oh, we forgot to send a fax again, and you don't get your player again."
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Things
okay.
outside of Pablo's control.
A fax, dude. A fax. A fax.
I'll have to ask Trey about that one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They still have fax machines, huh?
That's a thing. It happened.
Wow. Oh, fax machines.
Yeah. Do you remember?
Do you know what a fax machine is?
I remember fax machine.
Yeah.
The Iceland American striker kid. His name's slipping me.
It was
Aaron.
Johansson.
Something
I think it was
like
Johansson.
Oh, yeah.
We were apparently going to sign him at one point, and something got lost in the internet fax world, and it didn't happen.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Or I could be completely dreaming that this was a thing, but I'm pretty sure it was.
Okay.
But either way, until I see the announcement,
you're that old. You confuse dreams with reality.
Dude.
That's what I do.
It's hot outside. I get a little delusional.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
I do like Pablo's comments.
I do. I
do like
enjoyed
Pablo's
how
comments.
candid he
was. Oh,
absolutely.
Absolutely. I like him because not only does he put to rest a little bit of the fans' kind of worries, but he also puts a little bit more pressure on Elliot and the front office to be like, hey, let's get these over the line. We couldn't get these X amounts over the line. Let's get these 3 over the line. Let's do it.
And Pablo wants players, right?
Oh, absolutely.
He's not going, no, I don't want.
Oh, he said it. He said it multiple times.
Yeah.
He said it over and over again. We lost 3. He wants 3.
Yeah. So for context, for those who haven't seen it on social media, Tom Hackett and I went to Real Salt Lake training. We actually have way more interviews than that 2 to 3 minute clip you guys saw online. So on this episode, after we're done talking and kind of previewing a few things, stick around because we did speak to Andrew Brody. We have an interview with him. We have an interview with, is it Zack Farnsworth?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So he's kind of coming out of injury right now. He had some cool words. And then we're going to throw Pablo Mastroeni at the end of that. Prior to those 3 interviews, we actually just got done speaking with Major League Soccer analyst Jaime Macias. He's a sports analyst, sports commentator for Major League Soccer, for Major League Soccer Español. Has a lot of experience in the league, so we kind of got his help on previewing the Real Salt Lake matchup versus LAFC. So this episode is pretty much jam-packed. It's going to be 3 episodes crammed into one.
Put it in one.
So we're just trying to contend with those podcasts that talk for 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Except us, we're just all soccer.
We can do social hour.
You want to do social hour a little bit?
No, I don't. Well, if we do, we can do it about the pickup game.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Just, give a shout out, thank you to everyone that came.
Yeah, how was your experience with pickup game?
It was fine.
Yeah.
It was hot.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I thought the turnout was just right.
Yeah.
We had 2 separate games going, 4 teams.
Plenty of adults.
Yeah.
Plenty of kids.
Good mix.
Did you have fun, Alex?
Plenty of action.
Yeah, dude, I had a great time. It was very interesting for me. Because you guys have obviously done this multiple times, but this was my first one, and just being out there and being able to talk to our listeners, being able to talk to and kind of meet people like I've interacted on Twitter and didn't really know in person. To me, that was super cool.
Yeah.
And that's probably what made it the most fun out of it.
Yeah.
But-
we used to do like events at bars. We know that you're not old enough yet to go into a bar, but maybe one day when you're old enough.
Another fan Friday would be fun. It's been a long time.
Yeah, it was really cool, man. Like the bar that we went to, like they gave us the stage and we had mics and we were doing
We had, like,
prizes.
100 people show up or so. Like
Yeah.
there's pictures where you're like, wow, that many people came.
We should do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do
It
it.
was because Jake was still a part of the show.
Yeah, no one would come now.
Yeah.
We should do it. No, we should do it.
No, we'll do it. Yeah. We'll do it at a Chuck E. Cheese before your 21st. We'll do it at
I'm 22.
Yeah, all right, you're 22. Very cool. No, pickup soccer was a lot of fun. It was great. I'm trying to think what other events or what other things that have we done since then.
The San Jose game.
There's a San Jose game.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
We obviously we previewed that game. We didn't talk about the results. No, we didn't talk about the results. So first off, let's go ahead and we'll cut off social hour. Great social hour.
Yeah, it was good.
Are you reading any interesting books, Alex?
Carry
No.
on.
No?
Carry
No,
on.
not really.
So
All right.
San Jose.
All right, San Jose. So San Jose, there's a lot of conflict online with people saying, hey, this felt like a loss more than a win. I agree with you guys on that, but there's a piece of me that likes the fight that I had seen, especially for the, was it the equalizer? Was it Miram going up the left side, doing the
Mhm.
little footwork, making him dance, and getting the assist, right?
Yes.
It's an exciting game in the sense that historically we don't do well against teams that are struggling, and we don't do well on the road.
Right.
So although you'd like to see that as a win, I chalk that up to a loss. And so walking away with like a 2-2 draw, to me, that's actually a positive.
Sure, I think that the biggest negative for me coming out of that game was how self-inflicting RSL was. Obviously, that penalty, that's a harsh call, right? Like, Justin Glad knew nothing about that ball. Whatever, it is what it is. It's a rule no one likes. So they go up 1-0. Obviously, a bad giveaway. It was Herrera on that goal, right?
The bad
With
clearance,
giveaway.
the bad clearance was Herrera.
So,
Mine
like,
right
you
up
know,
up
mistakes were made prior, shooting ourselves in the foot a bit. Not a great start, you know, kind of set the tone. And then for a while, a lot of just poor giveaways from RSL, right? Like bad possession, you know, bad passes, bad choices of passes, culminating with Zach McMath's extremely questionable, I don't know what he was trying to do, pass that led to the second goal. You know, without RSL's errors, per se, two bad clearances, you know, we're not down 2-0. Or did Loffelson score before their second?
It was 1-1 before their second.
Okay, yeah, so, excuse me, I got the timeline all wrong. But either way, we're not conceding 2 goals to a fairly poor to average San Jose, right? The positives were Loffelson getting a goal finally.
Shout out.
Everyone's pumped, right? It was a beautiful goal, some sweet footwork by Brody, a nice pass, excellent finish.
Let's talk about Brody real quick. Is he what grade would you give him letter wise this match?
Like a B.
B?
I think I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, not harsh, but like he wasn't the player of the match for me.
You wouldn't
but
go B plus?
If you want to go B plus, we can go B plus.
All right. What would he have to do for extra credit to get that
Score
A
a
minus? Oh, okay. I like that actually. Yeah, you can't you're not in the A range if you're not scoring
you're
goals.
scoring a goal, yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions about Brody?
No.
Okay.
We'll hear more from Brody at the end of this.
Yeah. You have an interview.
Yep.
So yeah, Loffelson scores. Everyone's pumped, right? Like finally. Love to see it. Then the McMath thing happens.
Terrible.
And at that point, in my head, I'm like, oh my God, why am I even watching this? You know what I mean? Like, this
Yeah.
is ridiculous. What are we doing? And then Sava in stoppage time, thanks to a little bit of poor goalkeeping. I don't know if you guys will agree with that, but still a great finish, right? A hard take, you know, on the corner of the goal, off the volley. He hits it hard enough to make the goalkeeper mess up, but like the goalkeeper should have saved this, right? But either way, we were pushing, and he got the goal, and that's all that really matters, right? You put things in the box, you put it in the mixer, you put them on frame, things will go in. So I was pumped on that. For me, the biggest annoyance this match, which would have changed the whole tone of everything, was Cordova's miss.
Yeah, we knew that was coming.
And I know last episode we kind of talked about patience with Cordova, et cetera, et cetera. My patience is gone,
Yeah.
right?
That's
like
fair.
that.
That's fair.
That just was like put him on the bench. He can come off the bench now.
Was it a slip that he just didn't get enough power on his left?
We still don't know.
Or did he get tripped up?
Like,
I
no, he
think
didn't get
he
tripped
just
up.
hit
Did
that
his
ball
knees
so soft.
hit?
No. I think he just got excited.
And he was contesting for, calling it that it
Like
did
a
go on the
handball
line.
across the line. It didn't, right? Like, buddy, he had 3 or 4 opportunities to put that away.
Yeah.
On that one breakaway, and it just was so bad. That was so bad.
So what's your stance on Cordova? You've lost patience.
Oh, they could terminate his loan tomorrow, and I wouldn't care.
Really?
Well, first he scores at home and like hushes the crowd, right?
Okay, that's still up for debate.
That's where my head's
I still don't think that he was shushing fans.
Either way, like he's not productive enough for me at the point. I would love to see him play on the right where he's supposed to play. Again, this comes down to us not having strikers, but then you have Savarino on the right now. So like, what do? We're back in a conundrum. I'm over the Cordova experiment. I wish we had a striker that just scored goals. That's all I wish.
Yeah.
I just want someone to produce.
Alex, what do you think, man? Are you still in your words, Cordova fan?
Yes and no. Yes, because I still think that he has the potential. Like it's there. It's there. But I think maybe now it's time to leave him on the bench for a little bit.
Yeah,
have him come off the bench because that miss, you have to score that, man. You
Dude,
have to score that.
I swear, dude, Josh was like at the ready to pounce on you. And the minute you said bench him, he literally relaxed back into his chair. What is up with you, bro? Are you okay?
Told you I was debating on how salty I want to be, bro.
All right.
All I want is someone to score some goals.
Yeah,
It's been a lot of years. It's been since Sabo that we've had someone consistently
reliable,
score.
dependable.
And it's just getting old, man.
Bro,
like,
if we had like a Sabo-esque player right now,
he would be
number one.
slaughtering people.
Be number one. Just there to pick up the loose balls because that's what Sabo did.
Finish off the headers. And you could even make an argument. I don't want to make the argument that if Demir was playing the 9, we'd be doing a lot better, but we probably would because he can at least put things away.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't want that to be the fix. Don't misinterpret me here. Like, I want us to sign someone that can do goals.
So hold up, pause for a bit. That ball is played into Demir instead of Cordova.
Demir scores that.
With his left.
Oh, yeah.
Tucks
Demir
it
looks
away.
at that ball and it goes in.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to touch it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard, man. It still feels like an experiment at this point. But it's, we're already at the tail end of the season, right?
We're getting
We can't be experimenting much longer.
Yeah. And you guys can go listen back to the very first
You called
episode
it,
of the
bud.
show for the season. I literally said I think that RSL is going to come out swinging hot and then going to fizzle out at the end of the year.
Right, because the depth has been tested now, right?
Yeah.
The depth can only take you so far, but before people figure out how to play you.
Yeah.
We're at the point now where upgrades are needed badly in certain spots to keep us competitive, right? I totally love the underdog spirit, outperforming what you should be doing, whatever, but at a certain point, you got to help yourself out.
Yeah.
You got to.
Yeah.
You got to help Pablo out, right? Pablo can't be pumped to be like, well, who do I play striker today? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or who do I rotate in now that, Ruiz is out with a yellow card suspension, right? Baszler didn't do anything, right?
Mhm.
Caldwell comes in. Those guys are so one-dimensional, it's painful, right? You might as well just have them play center back and play 3 center backs, play 5 in the back with those guys. It's just, it's annoying.
I agree because I think for me the biggest issue in the San Jose game was the lack of control in the midfield.
There was none.
It was obvious Ruiz was not playing.
Right.
It was so obvious Pablo Ruiz was playing. We were outran with possession at halftime, 72-27. We didn't even have 30% of possession in that game in the first half. Second half, I think we ended up with like 40-something. I don't even remember. But still, like we had no control throughout that midfield. And Sava was visibly frustrated throughout the entire game because he was not getting fed. He wasn't getting the ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
We needed to control that midfield in order to get Savarino the balls, and I think that for me, just the way that RSL played, it's a good enough result to get the draw because we did not play well.
No, we put ourselves in that position, right? Had we not turned the ball over, it still would have been an ugly match, but we would have won.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Had we had some possession, probably could have won that game.
Yeah. It's a San Jose team without Chofis and without Almeida. coaching switch, basically. So, you would expect a lot from that team. But now we face off against Los Angeles Football Club, LAFC. They come into town Saturday. Are you guys going to be at that match?
Unfortunately, I will not be.
Oh, man.
And I'm very sad about it.
Well, where are you going?
I'll tell you off air.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's
prior
weird.
commitments I've made that.
Gotcha.
But I'm like, it's the one match I was super pumped.
Bail on it, dude. You got to bail on it for Bale.
Bale for Bale.
Gareth Bale. Yeah, it's gonna be
Chill
sweet.
for Cellini.
Yeah, chill for
that. I
Cellini.
like that.
That's great, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, but the problem is I'd be at the LAFC match cheering for LAFC. So.
Oh man.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I will be there. I'll be able to shoot the game. It's a high profile game that we want that footage. So
yeah, I'm actually
I'll be
I'm
there.
hoping I can make the first half and then just dip at halftime.
Gotcha.
So
What about you? Dude,
we'll
you
see.
going?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Catch me there.
Yeah. Catch him outside.
There
In
you
the
go.
press box,
There you go.
representing. By the way, if you guys like the tweeting that's happening during the games when it's more so question based or take based, that's Alex.
Analytic based.
Based, that's Alex. All I do these days is just clip the goals and I put them out there, or the not so hot, the not highlights, the low
Right.
lights. Yeah. No, I'm pumped. In the interview with Pablo, you'll kind of hear it too. Even they get excited to play big market teams like LAFC, favorite clubs of the league, only because it's the players themselves kind of get to see if they're at that level
Right.
of play. And it's not to say that for our veteran players who we clearly know are at that level, but it's more of like the rotational players,
The younger
or the
guys,
players,
Jasper.
the younger guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be a real challenge, and it's kind of hard to preview this game
It is.
because it can go either way.
But we can talk about how, with the lower table teams, how RSL plays to the level of their opponent. The same thing can be said when they play better teams. I look forward to the games against upper echelon teams more than I do Colorado, right? Because Colorado, I know they're going to come in, just make it ugly. San Jose come in, make it ugly,
Yeah.
But when we play LAFC, Seattle, all these other teams, we play well generally, right?
Yeah.
There's the obvious outliers where we just get smoked or whatever, but that happens to everyone. So I look forward to these games, and like I've said before with RSL, with trap games, this is a trap game for LAFC,
Yeah.
right? Coming in against an opponent that can beat them, right? We can beat them away from home. Like, we're home, we got the altitude, we have the fans. So, there's a good possibility we beat LAFC, and I'm totally cool with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just when you look at the roster, it is a scary roster.
Oh, it's
Right.
It's completely stacked, right?
The most deep roster in all
Yeah.
the league.
I still believe, I'm waiting for next year to come around and they get Inter Miami because they broke rules, right? Like, it makes no sense that Gareth Bale is not a DP.
Yeah, you've got Garrett.
Explain it to me.
Yeah, so let's just kind of run through it. So, and these are all just kind of like household common names. So you've got, on the lower tier, you've got Cifuentes, still a big name.
Dude, I would take him in
Yeah,
an instant. for
scores
RSL.
plenty of goals. And then you've got, you got a not so low ranked name. You've got Cellini, right? On the defense. I mean,
Mhm.
it's just it's weird how you have a presence at almost every position, which is smart. So you've got Cellini on the defense. You got Latif Blessing, also a great player.
Can't stand that guy. But, yep.
Latif Blessing, he always
He's pesky, bud.
yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He's just like, he just appears out of nowhere,
Yeah.
gets a goal, gets an assist. And then you've got Gareth Bale, obviously a huge name. You've got Chicho Arango, which that guy, for me, he's not necessarily on the level of Vela, like overtaking him quite yet, but he's really close. And he scored plenty of goals.
Easily, yeah.
Yeah. You got Kellen Acosta, of course.
Carlos Vela.
Carlos Vela, mentioned him. I mean, it is a scary team, and it's a well-decorated team.
Who's their goalkeeper? That's where LAFC struggles because they spend all their money.
Right now, it's Maxime Crepio.
Okay, yeah, so that's what I mean. Like, they don't have a great goalkeeper, so that's one weakness right there.
Yeah, it is, but I mean, it's going to be a
Oh,
challenge.
wait, it's the Canadian guy, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's decent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best-
Decent.
One of the best last year. But this year, he's had his struggles.
Yeah.
Right.
This year he's at a struggle.
LAFC generally spends less on their goalkeepers because they're so stacked otherwise.
So out of that entire list, they have 2 designated players. Any
It's
guesses as
ridiculous.
to like who the designated player
Carlos
is?
Vela.
Carlos Vela, and then their young designated player is Brian Rodriguez.
Yeah, who is supposedly leaving.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole Brian Rodriguez situation, I feel bad for him, honestly. Like, he was supposed to come in. He was supposed to replace Diego Rossi.
Yeah, it just didn't pan out.
Who was,
Yeah.
their great player. And then Brian Rodriguez just comes in, battles injury, battles fitness, battles minutes. Just hasn't had the best run with LAFC. There's rumors that Flamengo and a couple other Brazilian teams are interested, but we'll see what happens.
I feel like there's been rumors around him leaving since he signed.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird. Yeah, dude, Diego Rossi, man, that's huge guy. He's in Turkey now. I mean,
Very
it's
good player.
not that he like faded out, but it's when they go to leagues like that, you just
Yeah,
you don't see the news.
I
or
don't,
nothing.
and you don't see it I don't see it as a step up either.
No.
Yeah.
That's kind of like plan B, plan C, even.
Or it's just they're willing to pay me ungodly amounts of money, so whatever.
Yeah, that's a good point. Let's see. In other soccer news,
John Brooks is going to San Jose apparently,
Oh, yeah, that just came out today.
so that's neat.
That just came out today.
very cool. Yeah, I saw.
And he's like, I don't even know who that is.
No. Oh, Wolfsburg. Gotcha.
Yeah, American center back that's been snubbed from
Wow.
the national team.
He's been frozen out of the national
Yeah.
team. Like,
completely left out.
Bert Halter wants no part of him whatsoever, which surprises me, honestly.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. I'm just reading stuff. Okay. So are we feeling good about the LAFC Real Salt Lake game?
I feel better about it than I would if it was against FC Cincinnati.
Weirdly enough, I got a good feeling about it, man.
Yeah, we'll see.
Hopefully we don't get completely smashed.
It's happened.
It has happened.
has.
Their very first game here.
Yeah. What was
That
the
was
scoreline? Like
5-1.
5-1.
It was 5-1.
It's so bad, bro.
Yeah. And we were actually like in pretty good form too.
In
at
the
that
very
point.
beginning, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I remember it just all went.
Yeah,
crap.
they scored like 3 goals in the first 20 minutes. It was a bloodbath,
Dude, I was
dude.
so embarrassed.
It was embarrassing as
I
hell.
was like ready for that just game to match, or excuse me, that game to end.
Same.
There should be like a mercy rule. 5-0 done.
I think I had prom that day, and I took a girl. And I was like, hey, let's go to the RSL game. And then it was kind of embarrassing taking someone to that game and then just getting absolutely demolished.
Yeah.
It sucked.
Because then it puts you in a bad mood too.
Yeah, I was in
That's
that
really
mood.
cool, man. That you got a date to prom.
I did.
All right. All right. Let's go.
I'm sure his sister loved it.
Yeah, I'm feeling good about this. I feel like this is a good opportunity to pull 3 points at home versus LAFC. And I think the excitement, that energy is in the air. Like I said, when you talk to, or excuse me, when you listen to the interviews and we're talking to Pablo, to Brody, and even Farnsworth, whether he's playing or not, I mean, they're excited to see those players,
How could you not be, right?
Yeah.
Like, I wonder who's calling dibs on getting Bale's jersey,
yeah,
right? Like,
yeah. Well, Farnsworth was saying like, he was just like starstruck. Like he had seen Chiellini once in person, like 5 feet away, and he's just like watching his movements, like
because he's a center back too, and that's
Yeah.
probably someone. I mean,
Yeah,
dude's
totally.
40 years old, so he's been watching him his entire life.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's gonna be a cool environment. Hopefully RSL goes for the 12th sellout. Damn it, we forgot to ask if that was legit or not. There's a lot of like things that are. It's gonna be weird, man. We're gonna have to get like one of those dudes on a lie detector test or something.
Is it
Have you
really
heard
so?
anything? What have you heard, bro? Because I've heard
About
some
what?
stuff. The conspiracy of the ticket sellouts.
like handing tickets out, things like that. Yeah, I've heard some conspiracy.
Yeah.
But I don't want to get into that.
Me neither. I don't want to slander anybody, but it's fun. It's fun to just,
I love conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
There's some other conspiracy theories going around, but I'm not gonna.
Oh,
I'm
what?
not gonna light those fires.
Really?
Yeah.
Alex, what do you think, dude? Okay, so you've been at the press box, right? So when they come around and they hand you the little piece of paper with the attendance and the number says, hey, it's a full sellout. We have, what's the number usually, like 28,000 or
20
something? 20,000?
Just 20 plus, yeah.
It's like, hey, 20,149. And then you look at the stadium. I mean, do you think at some point there was like 20,000 plus people there? We can ask you because we can put you on the spot. That's why.
Oh, okay. I feel like in most games, we do get
nervous.
We do get enough. In most games, we do get enough. There are some games, for
SKC.
example, the Sunday game against SKC, where I got the attendance number and I was like, no, that can't be right, because there was a lot of empty seats. But for the most part, like being up there, I feel like it's a pretty packed house for the most part.
Okay. All right. Very, very politically.
I think the SKC game is the only one where I'm like,
yeah,
maybe not.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah, but you could also say weather Sunday. Tickets were sold. People just didn't come.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works.
I don't know, man. That just seems like a early season goal to be like, hey, have we ever registered a full season sellouts?
I don't even think during the Fortress days we did, so.
Yeah. Man, those were the days, bro.
Those were the days, man.
The air was
Scoring
just different.
Goals, happy times.
It wasn't hot.
It was hot.
Okay. Whatever.
It's hot every summer, dude.
Yeah. What else?
Summer heat is not new.
Anything else interesting happening on the Real Salt Lake front aside? I mean, we already talked about it, the 3 potential transfers.
Okay, let me ask about the 3 potential transfers, because there's a lot of
new stuff. Yeah.
Oh my God, everyone's so dramatic about it, right? So, what level of transfer, right? What impact of player needs to be signed for you to be like, all right, this was a successful window?
For me, that's a tough question.
It is, because
for me, that's a tough question because look at Damir Krylak, for example.
Sure.
When Krylak was brought over from Union Berlin,
no one knew what his.
No one knew who he was. No one knew what he brought, and he was initially brought in to be paired up alongside Kyle Beckerman in a 4-2-3-1.
Mm-hmm.
He was supposed to be a defensive midfielder. He did play his first half of the season, his first half season here with Real Salt Lake. He did play that position,
but he was a striker. Yeah,
but he was getting. No one wanted him there. Like they were like,
right.
"Oh, we don't want him." Like I remember people talking about how they didn't want Damir Krylak, and then all of a sudden, like we find a spot for him up top, and now he's a club legend. He's one of everybody's favorites, and so It's a tough question. That's a tough question for me to answer because you look at a transfer like that, and like Damir Krylak, nobody wanted him. And now he's a club favorite, and so that's kind of what I want in a signing from Real Salt Lake.
So let me phrase it differently, right? Because you never know how a signing's going to turn out, correct? Like
right,
or Tunio.
We paid some money,
right?
Didn't work out. We've borrowed 2 guys from Blitzer clubs now, not working out, right? So let's say the center midfielder comes from a Blitzer club, who no one knows about, right?
I'm drawing a blank. Klaban and who else?
Cordova.
Oh, yeah. It's so easy to forget.
Right. Well, that's
right,
exactly
ahead.
right.
Go
so,
ahead. Yeah.
Well, where was I going with this? Are you okay with them always being relatively unknown signings, or would you like to see us take a gamble on someone and spend some money once in a while? Because I feel like most of the time, we're either going to get a loan or we're going to get some random that we hope turns out like Sava Damir.
I say it's time for a recognizable name and someone with an
proven,
identity.
Right?
Yeah,
Proven.
I mean, for a while we thought that was Bobby Wood, and when that happened, you can't lie. We were all really excited about Bobby Wood.
We were hoping it would be his second coming, right?
Did it pan out the way that we wanted? No. Like right now, he's obviously rehabbing through injury, so it's unfair to him because we've seen the potential. Some instances, like some flashes of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think, I think for what the league is doing right now, it would have to be bigger than Bobby Wood,
right.
just for that shock factor. That's what I would like to see. But I would think that like the definition of a successful transfer window is filling those 3 spots that everybody's been asking for.
But we could fill those 3 spots with Monarchs. So does that?
No, that's just
that's what I mean. So
yeah, it's got to be players who are somewhat proven, playing, and have some value to them outside of like their actual initial roster, like maybe playing internationally, something like that
Right.
too,
I
like
think-
national or something.
I think they were on the right path with Cuellar, and I don't.
That
this-
would have
this is
been a
probably-
great signing.
This is probably
Yep.
the last time I will ever talk about Cuellar ever again. But they were on the right path with Cuellar because Cuellar is an international caliber player. He's in and out of the starting 11 for the Colombian national
Right.
team. Like, that would have been perfect. That would have been. He's not a big name per se. He's not a Gareth Bale. He's not a Carlos Vela.
But he's established.
But he's an established national team player who's in and out of the starting 11. Like, he's a rotating player for Colombia.
Right.
Like, that would have been perfect.
And now we're going to be left with a project, right?
Right.
And I think that's where my frustration stems is, I would like us to sign a player and may go, I know that name. I don't care if they come from, Belgium, first division or something. Like, I just want to be able to look them up on Transfer Market or Wikipedia and go, oh, look, they score some goals, right?
Sure.
Like, the always signing quote unquote project players, like, it's fun, it's fine, but just once I would like us to sign a 9 that you can go, he has a track record of scoring, we might be okay.
So what's your expectation? So Pablo's been talking about, mentioned 3. Say if we get all 3, do you think that all 3 of those are going to be like a
Starters?
Well, not even that, but
impactful?
impactful. Like
No.
what would you say? 1 out of 3, 2 out of 3, 3 out of 3?
Well, he needed to be 3 out of 3, but
What realistic expectations?
1. I would be pumped if one of them turned out.
Okay.
And I know that's like so not like it's just me being doubtful and salty, right? But like that's just the way it is. We already have Luna and Sava technically for this window, so like you could count Sava's success, obviously.
Which
Luna will be like those are 2 good lands.
let's back it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Those are 2
so
good
far,
lands. 2 good.
I know the sky's falling, but when you take into account Severino and Luna,
It
this
helps.
is actually really, really good.
It helps, but we're still falling down the table, right?
Yeah.
We need more, right? Like we can't.
We need more.
DLH is gone.
but
We
when you
got to
look-
get away from this
Yeah.
like Moneyball, overperform with an underperforming roster type thing. We need to improve drastically, like inject good players.
What did you call it? The discount rack?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Like we're going to Ross Dress for less. Right? Let's go to Target.
Maybe one day.
I don't care about Nordstrom. I don't care about Bas
Yeah.
Lienga or whatever the hell that is.
Yeah.
Let's go to Target.
Yeah.
Maybe Harmon's.
Boss Lienga?
Whatever that fancy Italian thing is that like sells
Never heard of it.
dirty Yeezys for thousands of dollars.
Oh, I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about. Something
I
like
can't
that.
say it.
Yeah.
I'm not hip. But
Sebastian Saucedo had a pair of those shoes
Yeah.
on when I saw him. Yeah.
yeah, but like that,
Like
to me,
$500 slippers.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's dope.
It's dope. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's dope.
But yeah,
It's
like
ridiculous.
I feel like we're still stuck in we're a small market. We have to spend super wise. I know we don't have gambling money, but we never have. Let's just bring in one player that we have to pay a lot of money to. One splash.
Yeah.
That'll shut people up, right?
Yeah.
And I tweeted today, if this isn't a successful window, is everyone off the bus for Elliott, or is
Dude,
everything okay?
I saw that tweet and I'm like, who's trolling right now? And then I was surprised it was you.
It was me because I'm honestly generally curious where the fan base is at, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of them are on we really need to improve this squad or we're going to be out on you. And I mean, that's sports, man. It's
Sports.
sports. You got to do your thing. You got to make the team better. You can't sell me on rainbows and unicorns all the time, right? I feel like a lot of times the front office is expecting us to just be thankful. Honestly, though, like
Be thankful you've got a soccer
be
team
thankful
here.
we have a team and be thankful you have a roster. And
Be thankful we let you through the door.
right. And yes, I am thankful, but RSL is very important to us, right? We wouldn't be so loud and passionate about it, I guess, if we didn't care.
Josh's rant.
It is my rant.
Yeah, it is. This is your
but
moment.
we care,
dude.
right? Like, I want to see us succeed, and always trying to flip the narrative to something positive. It doesn't always work, right? We watch the games too. We see what goes wrong. We see where we flounder, and I want to see us work to improve those things, or it's gonna, it sticks with you. It irritates you, right? So
Yeah, I like that.
that's my soapbox, right? Like I just want to see us get better, and I
Very
don't
cool.
want to hear that we're trying and lowballing people and all those things. So
Be better.
be better.
Yeah.
I think I mean I agree for the most. I agree with basically all of that.
What don't you agree with?
Dude,
No.
I love Alex. Is just this whole episode. I agree,
That's because
I
I'm just
agree.
staring at him.
bro. Disagree.
right? He's like-
Come on.
Yeah,
He's like
tell
over here-
me what you
Tell
don't
him-
agree
tell
with.
him to shut up right
no,
now.
but I agree because like Pablo can only do so much with the team that he has. I feel like for the most part, RSL we've already hit the peak of what this team can do.
This roster is 100% at its peak.
Yeah, we've already hit that peak, and so I think in order to be competitive, and you'll see later where when we talk to Jaime, I also ask him, what does RSL need to be a contender?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's going to start in these windows in finding the player, a Cuellar type player who's not the biggest star, but he can bring a lot of experience and a lot of new passion and a lot of new ideas into the midfield of Real Salt Lake or into the squad of Real Salt Lake, and I think that's what Real Salt Lake needs because we're really not that far off from being contenders.
Nope.
But
Couple
we
pieces.
gotta be willing to put ourselves out there, and we gotta be willing to work and negotiate more. I mean, obviously we don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but like we're not.
I
that
wish we
far
did.
off.
I wish we. This is another thing.
So what would it take? I mean, okay, a lot of people are like Elliot Fall, whatever. Does Elliot Fall need to go and do an interview? Has he done any interviews lately, or
This is where it's also hard because he does interviews all the time, but you get nothing out of them, right?
yeah, sure.
And I know they can't say everything, but a little bit more clarity would be nice. If they would control the narrative a little more, then a lot of this stuff wouldn't be coming back to them, right? If they would have gotten out in front of the Ochoa thing and controlled the narrative a little more on that, all the Ochoa outrage is not there, right? If they could get out and say, hey, we're really trying to sign players, it's just not really working out with these guys, we're trying something new, come out and say it. You don't have to tell us who, right? Or specific details entirely, but like be a little more open and upfront about it instead of just generic FIFA interview speak.
But where do they get that platform? I know, like Pablo goes to ESPN.
Elliot's on ESPN all the time with Spence Checkets, all
Okay.
the time.
All right, I'll have to get.
And it's all
more.
extreme. Like, I've listened to the interviews. You have to, like, split hairs to try to figure out where they're going. Kurt Schmidt was on Trey's podcast maybe a week ago. And it was the same kind of thing. It was all very just generic gobbledygook of, rah-rah, we're RSL, this is what we do. And all I took out of it was negatives because all I took out of it was you're not willing to upset the locker room or whatever with a new signing. But sometimes you have to. Sometimes you got to bring a guy in that might be a bit of a deadhead, but he scores 20 goals. No one's going to be bothered by that, right? The team's going to respect you for scoring goals. So I don't know.
It's the results.
The results speak louder
It's the results.
than the locker room's together, but we're in ninth place, right? Like,
yeah,
I don't care.
I get that.
And in sports, what keeps the team happy is the results. Another thing that occurred to me as we were sitting here talking is how much, and I would love to get the chance to like sit down in front of Elliot or Pablo and ask them this question, but like how much does the injuries to Damir Kreilach and Bobby Wood impact that need to go out in the transfer window and get a 9?
Yeah, I keep hearing Kurt Schmidt said this again on Trey's, I believe. Wood and Damir are close, right? Who's to say they're going to be done by the end of the season ready? Who's going to say they're going to find their form again?
Mm-hmm.
Right? We don't know.
Right, and that's why I'm thinking
What's
too.
the gamble here?
That's what I'm thinking too. Like, what if the expectation is that they will be ready for playoffs and they will be there, but at the same time, Damir Kreilach hasn't played a game since the Toronto game at the beginning of the year,
Right.
and even then he was injured prior to that.
Right.
He is in
And
training, and he's not training either.
Right, and he's still 33 years old, right? It's not like this young 23-year-old that can snap back from an injury and find his form. It might take Damir a while to get his form back.
Right.
So what are we're gambling now with hopefully these two are back and better. Bobby Wood already wasn't banging goals in, right? He was doing a lot of weird intangibles, which is I respect and we need, but he wasn't producing the goals we need, right? And he's made of glass. He's hurt all the time. So we get him back for the playoffs. Who's to say he makes it 2 playoff games without doing his hamstring again?
And then that's why I want to
huge gamble.
That's why I want to go up to them and I want to be like, hey, how much are you guys depending on these guys, or how much does that influence your decision to go out there and get a 9? Because if they're really putting all their marbles into the basket that says, hey, Demir is going to be ready for playoffs, Bobby Wood's going to be ready for playoffs. What if we don't make playoffs?
Exactly. Who's going to help get us to the playoffs?
Exactly. Yeah, we don't have that producer right now.
No.
I mean, we have Sava,
but Sava can't do it on his own.
Can't do it by himself.
Give someone that Sava can feed, and give someone that can feed Sava. Whole different conversation.
Right.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I think we should wrap this up. We're at about 40 minutes.
If I go any longer, Trey's going to call me and tell me to calm down.
Nah, dude. They don't do that. There weren't many questions. We tweeted a little bit late. Mark Hymas just asked, what advantage does RSL have over an opponent like LAFC? We'll cover that here in a minute with Jaime Macias. And, yeah, does RSL get little love from the league and national media? Yeah, let's answer that. Thunder Castle, why does RSL get so little love from the league and national media? As far as the small market teams go, it seems to be the best, but gets the least love and coverage.
Well, let me tell you right now.
WTF.
You sign a $10 million striker, you get a little more love and coverage.
Yeah, of course.
You score some goals in games, you get a little more love and coverage.
It could be a really quick turnaround.
We were getting coverage when we were sitting in third, beating teams we shouldn't beat. But the second we dropped games, out of the conversation, out of the power rankings conversation, out of all the conversations, right? For us to be relevant nationally, we have to win.
So what's a really good example of what you just described? A team in the league. I already have the answer. A team in the league that's not doing well, but has a freaking star caliber player that gets plenty of attention.
Columbus Crew.
DC United.
For me, it's LA Galaxy. Chicharito.
Yeah, but that's a big market, right? But they're still getting love because they have Chicharito.
Say that again. Please say Chicharito.
Chicharito.
No.
I don't know what happened. I lisped as I said it. Okay?
Chicharito.
I felt
Chicharito.
I don't know.
Chicharito.
I lost it, okay?
That was good. Man.
Chicharito.
No, but to me, LA Galaxy feels like a small market team.
Compared to LAFC, they are.
Yeah, exactly. And they've done some pretty incredible things of, getting Zlatan over the first time, and we all know how that panned out. But as of right now, Chicharito has no business getting the kind of league coverage that they get. Because they're not really performing. They're not winning games. He's not in the race for the golden boot, right? So when you think of a signing like that could do a lot for RSL. Whether a big player like that comes to the team and knocks it out of the park and puts us in third, second, first place. But even when you have a big star like that, that's going to get that attention. Even if the team's not doing well, guess what?
Get attention.
You're still getting the coverage. Yep. And another point to that is, if it's not a home run of a signing, like let's say it's a big name, but it's not really, producing, like title runs or anything like that, it's getting the attention and the interest of other players to come and maybe look at Real Salt Lake.
Right, like, oh, he was willing to play there.
Yeah.
What do they have going on? I might be willing to go there.
Exactly. So I would love the day that happens. It's going to be wild because,
and it doesn't have to be the biggest name either. Like, there's just so many.
Just name one. You're not going to get like crazy criticism.
Even if we would have landed Luis Suarez.
Yeah.
At 5+ years old.
Yeah. I mean, that seems pretty
makes waves, right?
Reasonable. Yeah.
Even someone on that level going out at the end of their career.
Yeah.
Ricky Puig.
Yeah, from Barcelona. Going to LA.
Going to LA.
Very cool. Yeah.
21-year-old.
Or like a Jesse Lingard, right? From Manchester United that's on his way out.
That would be cool.
Any of those, they're a upper mid, you'd be pumped to open their FIFA pack. You'd be like, oh, sick, I can use it.
Yeah, or they're not getting looks within that league.
Right.
But hey, if you want to come get some lasting years out of your career, come do it at MLS.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's the appeal that people have. But as you see now, it's like the players who kind of paved that, well, now you're getting like that younger talent, the DP talent coming over. So, yeah, it'll be exciting, man. We'll see what happens. I think that's probably the best move for Real Salt Lake is to get a well-known name like that and just take that one gamble. And if it doesn't work out, then you go back to the plan of just finding the low players who end up contributing.
Do both.
Yeah.
Or you could even go for like a Josh Sargent for the U.S., right? Not doing well in England or Germany. I don't know where he's even playing now. I think it's still with Norwich.
Yes.
But take a gamble on him, right? He has all the potential in the world, just like Bobby Wood, but it's a known name. Yeah. Try it.
Yeah.
Try it.
Sebastian Soto.
He's still too good.
He's on the market.
Yeah.
Norwich doesn't want him.
Oh, dude, yeah, he's like trialed for a League 2 team and got
rejected. I thought you were talking about Ledesma.
Yeah, I'll take Ledesma.
No,
Soto, I don't really care about.
Yeah, Sebastian Soto, he's on the Norwich doesn't want him.
That could be cool.
There's rumors that MLS teams are wanting him, but he doesn't want to come to MLS, is what he said.
Yeah.
He'd rather play third division England.
That's what it sounds like.
Enjoy your time, bud.
Yeah.
Enjoy your time.
Cool, guys. Well, we will wrap it up with that. Predictions real quick. LAFC versus Real Salt Lake. I will give mine. And Jaime Macias also gave us his prediction here at the end of the show. I think Real Salt Lake shows up for this one. It's at home. It's going to be a crazy crowd. It's going to be a great turnout just because it is LAFC. I'm gonna say 2-1.
That's where I was going. 2-1. Yep.
2-1.
Center back scores, and either Cheng or Sava scores.
And I think the scoreline will go: RSL goes up 1, LAFC equalizes, and then Real Salt Lake finds that winning goal.
Yep.
Well, I was gonna say 2-1, but since you guys said 2-1, I don't want to say that.
No, that's cool.
Say it.
So I'm gonna go.
He's disagreeing finally.
I'm gonna go 1-0.
Boring.
Like.
You really think we're gonna shut out LAFC? Be real.
2-1.
Okay, the scary side. The scary side in all of this, though, is if LAFC finds their form.
Oh, 6-0.
If Gareth Bale just has his breakout game against RSL,
just opens up with a hat trick.
Well, and that's the thing.
It's very possible.
Is one mistake away from having, or one, I guess, non-mistake from having a 2-1 win versus a one mistake that's going to lead to a 6-0, 5-1
100%
result.
They're going to have to be.
That's how close that game's going to be.
They're going to have to be clean and crisp.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. It might be an absolute slaughter, but we feel like we might get the win. Cool, guys.
I think Latif Blessing gets a red card.
Now, I was going to say, I thought you were going to say...
Cellini gets a red card.
Yeah. Latif Blessing is going to get, he's going to put a cross in that's meant to be an assist, and it'll be a goal.
Oh, he'll score like an Olympico or something just to piss us off.
Yeah. I hope the South goal just gives Bale and gives Cellini.
All of them.
Vela, all of them, dude. Everybody. They need to because... Listen, I try to make a cool relationship with the 3252 when they were here the first time.
They don't care.
I literally went over and I was like, hey, I'm going to just go say what's up, maybe do a scarf swap. Bro, the dude at the top of the stairs, I try to go up and he's throwing his arms up and the police are holding him back and he's yelling shit at me. He wanted to fight me and he hadn't even talked to me. And at that moment, I was like, nah, I'm not cool with this supporter section. It's weird. It's really weird. Just slow down, guys. You guys are not ultras.
I don't like that they show up to Rio Tinto and they're louder than most of our fans.
Well, to be fair, you put them up top, that noise is going to carry no matter what.
It's true.
Yeah.
So
they need to start making it uncomfortable for traveling, for supporters.
Yeah, like Portland, how they put you behind a post.
Put them behind a post, or in the blaring hot sun.
Yeah.
Move just make it uncomfortable and not fun to come to away games.
Agreed. And not on the second level.
Yeah. Put them back there somewhere.
Put them in the Maverick corner or something.
All right, guys. Cool. Well, thanks so much for hanging out with us on the RSL Show. All of your social media is found at RSL Show. Follow us. Go check us out. We put out a lot of stuff. We try to make it out to training. But yeah, stick around. We got interviews with MLS Major League Soccer analyst Jaime Macias, and we've got interviews from training with Andrew Brody, Zack Farnsworth, and Pablo Mastroeni. Have fun at the game. Be safe. And another thing that I wanted to bring up. There was an RSL fan who passed away. Who I don't.
Julia Harper.
Yeah,
she was awesome.
Yeah, I wasn't familiar with her. I know that doesn't matter, but from what I've seen and what I've heard, an awesome fan, an awesome person. We're always a Real Salt Lake family. I know they're going to be doing a get-together for her prior.
Yeah, at the tailgate.
At the tailgate. So try to get there early. Just kind of show up, show support. And I think the 27th minute, are they doing Scarves Up? 57th minute, Scarves Up. So keep an eye out for that information, but go out there, show support. And again, thanks for listening to the RSL Show.